Hello ka-Walmat. So, ang i-discuss natin ngayon ay tungkol sa inverse of one-to-one function. A relation reversing, so may word tayo na tatandaan yung reverse. For example, what is the reverse of positivity? Negative, good, bad. Is a process performed by function f of x is called inverse of function x. This means that the domain of the inverse is the range of the original function. So tatandaan natin na ang domain ng inverse is the range of the original function as the definition said, reverse. And that the range of the inverse is the domain of the original function. So, ibig sabihin class, yung domain and range ng original function, pagdating sa inverse, magre-reverse lang yung dalawa. Ang domain ng original function, range siya sa inverse. Yung range ng original function, domain siya sa inverse. Tatandaan niyo yan. For example, we have the original function y is equal to 2x minus 1. So for example, meron tayong table of values from negative 4 to positive 4. If we substitute negative 4 to the original function, the value of y is negative 9. If we substitute negative 3 to the original function, the value is negative 7. Okay, same as negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is now the values of y. So kapag kukunin natin yung inverse, so anong mangyayari? So i-reverse lang natin yung y, that will be the value of x, and yung x, that will be the value of y. So pinapakita ko lang sa inyo kung paano ginagawa how to reverse the original function. Okay? So let's say this is your domain. Yung x natin in the original function, ito yung domain natin. Negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pero kapag pagdating sa inverse, yung negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, siya na yung range ng inverse function. So, magpapalit sila lang ng pwesto. Okay? Inverse one-to-one function, let f be a one-to-one with domain A and range B. Then the inverse of f denoted as f raised to negative 1. So, this is the symbol for inverse. No? Is a function with domain B and range A. So, kagaya lang kanina, no? Nag-interchange lang. Defined by function, the inverse function y is equal to x if and only f of x is equal to y for any y and b. Okay? A function has an inverse if and only if it is one-to-one. Okay? May inverse lang siya kapag one-to-one yung function. Inverting the x and y values of a function result in a function if and only if the original function is one-to-one. So matatandaan natin, one-to-one ang given equation kapag add number yung exponent. Okay? So dapat hindi siya even, no? At saka hindi rin siya naka-absolute value. Yun yung mga uh, possible na hindi siya one-to-one. Okay, for example, find the inverse of the function described by the set of ordered pairs. We have 1, negative 3, 2, and 1, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5, 7. So again, ang gagawin lang natin, switch the coordinates of each ordered pair. The original function is that. So ang magiging inverse function natin will be negative 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 5, 4, and 7, 5. So again, this is an example of one-to-one function. Bakit? Dahil yung walang naulit na value sa y natin. Okay? So kapag ito ay naging 1 dito, ibig sabihin hindi na siya one-to-one. So wala ring, hindi siya walang inverse. Malalaman mo lang ang inverse of 1-to-1 function kapag ang original function is 1-to-1. Okay. To find the inverse of a 1-to-1 function, given the equation, meron tayong tatlong susunding steps. First, write the function in the form y is equal to f of x. Next, interchange the x and y variables. Next, and this is the last step, solve for y in terms of x. For example, number 1, find the inverse of f of x is equal to 3x plus 1. So, that is the original function. First, we need to change f of x into y. So, maging y equals 3x plus 1. So, pinalitan lang natin tong f of x ng y. Sunod, interchange the variable. So, yung y, gagawin nating x. Yung x, gagawin nating y. So, magiging x is equal to 3y plus 1. Next, solve for y in terms of x. So, since kailangan natin ma-solve si y, lipat natin si positive 1 dito. So, magiging x minus 1 equals 3y. Again, ang sinusolve natin dito is yung value ng y. So, para makuha natin yung value ng y, we need to divide both sides by 3. So, therefore, pag dinivide natin both sides by 3 yan, so 3y divide 3, ang matitira na lang y. Dito, x minus 1 over 3. So, that is the value of y. Therefore, ayusin natin. So, dapat mauna yung y. Ayusin nyo lang. So, that is now the inverse of 3x plus 1. Okay, lalagyan nyo to ng symbol na to pertaining na ito ay inverse. So, the inverse of x is equal to x minus 1 over 3. Tatandaan nyo lang yung steps na ginawa natin. Another example, find the inverse of g of x is equal to x cubed minus 2. Again, yung example na given function, x cubed minus 2 is a 1-to-1. So, therefore, alam natin na may function, may inverse to. Again, ang gagawin, okay, papalitan natin yung g of x natin ng y. Interchange the variables, yung y papalitan ng x, yung x papalitan ng y. And then solve for y na. So, anong sunod na steps? Since y yung hinahanap natin, lipat natin sa kabila si negative 2. It will become x plus 2 is equal to y cube. Eh, meron tayong cube, no? Meron tayong cube dyan. So, anong gagawin? By cubing method to. I-cube din natin tong nasa kabila. So, magiging cube root of x plus 2 is equal to y cube. So, anong mangyayari? So, mawawala yung 3 doon sa maging sa exponent kasi ginawa din natin cube yung sa kabila para mawala tong 3. So, therefore, y now is a cube root of x plus 2. Pwedeng wala na rin parenthesis, no? Pwedeng wala na yung parenthesis. Cube root of x plus 2. Again, para ma-solve natin si y, so kinube root natin lahat, no? Both side, nag-cube root tayo. So, kaya, makakancel yung 3, so may iwan na lang yung y. Dito, maging cube root of x plus 2. Therefore, the inverse of x cubed minus 2 is the cube root of x plus 2. Okay? Next. Find the inverse of f of x is equal to 2x plus 1 over 3x minus 4. So, rational to. Medyo mahaba-haba yung solution na gagawin natin. Unang steps, change natin yung fx natin sa y. Pangalawa, Change the variable. So yung y papalitan ng x. Yung mga x natin dito papalitan natin ng y. Next step, solve for y in terms of x. Okay. So, cross multiplication to x times 3y minus 4. Ito na yon. Is equal to 2y plus 1. Of course, i-distribute natin tong x dito sa loob. X times 3y is 3xy minus x times 4 is 4x is equal to 2y plus 1. Since isosolve natin si y, ano kaya ang next steps na gagawin natin dyan? I-group natin. Ano ang i-group natin dyan? I-group natin yung may alin kaya ang i-group natin dyan? Of course, yung may y, kasi y yung sinusolve natin. So, meron tayong y na sa 3xy, tapos dito may y din tayo. So, i-group natin silang dalawa. So, 2y, lipat mo doon para magkasama sila nitong 3xy. So, ito na yon. 3xy minus 2y, si negative 4x, lipat sa kabila, magiging 4x plus 1. Para ma-solve natin si y, ilabas natin si y dito. Divide natin tong dalawa sa y. So, ano mangyayari? 3xy divide y. So, 3x na lang matitira. Minus, copy the sign, 2y divide y is equal to 2. Equals, copy 4x plus 1. Again, since y ang sinusolve natin at may kasama yung y natin na 3x minus 2, i-divide natin both side by 3x minus 2. So therefore, kapag dinivide natin sa 3x minus 2, ang matitira na lang is y. Ito naman, 4x plus 1 divide 3x minus 2. So ito na yung inverse natin. So the inverse of function 2x plus 1 over 3x minus 4 is equal to 2x plus 1 over 3x minus 4. Okay, so that will be the function. Again, so yung inverse na natin is 4x plus 1 over 3x minus 2. So sundan lang niyo yung steps na yan. Okay, so makukuha niyo yung inverse. Next example. Find the inverse of f of x is equal to x squared plus 4x minus 2. First, observe the given function. This function is quadratic. So kapag quadratic, the graph is parabola. Tingin nyo ba papasa siya sa one-to-one function using the horizontal line test? Hindi. Therefore, this is a quadratic function with a graph in the shape of parabola that opens upward. It is not a one-to-one function as it fails the horizontal line test. So, hindi natin masosolve si inverse kasi hindi siya one-to-one function. Okay? So, tingnan, i-observe nyo ang given function para hindi tayo nagsosolve. Next. Find the inverse of f of x is equal to the absolute value of 3x. Again, absolute value yan. Kapag rinap natin yung absolute value, that is letter V. Parang V ang shape ng graph. And it fails also in horizontal line test. So the graph of f of x is equal to absolute value of 3x is shaped like a V, whose vertex is located at the origin. This function fails the horizontal line test and therefore has no inverse. Okay? Tatandaan natin yung mga ganyan. I'll give you one problem solving. Okay? To convert from degrees Fahrenheit to Kelvin, the function is K of t is equal to 5 over 9 times t minus 32 plus 273.15, where T is the temperature and Fahrenheit Kelvin is the SI unit of the temperature. Find the inverse function converting the temperature in Kelvin to degrees Fahrenheit. Gamit si function, okay, we need to get the inverse. Okay, first, write the original function. Next, okay, so anong mangyayari after that? Okay, magiging k na lang natin siya, no? We represent k of t as k, no? Hindi yung ginagamit natin as y, no? Laging yung f of x pinapalitan natin ng y. So dito, palitan natin ng k. So k minus 200. So ito, the 273.15 lipat natin doon. So maging k minus 273.15 is equal to 5 over 9 times t minus 32. Next. Okay. Since kinukuha natin yung inverse, okay, kinukuha natin yung inverse, so ano ang mangyayari ngayon? We need to divide both sides by what? We need to divide both sides by, kasi kinukuha natin, right? By 5 over 9. Okay. Divide natin both sides by 5 over 9. Since ito naka 5 over 9, right? Okay? So, anong mangyayari? After that, our equation, pag dinivide natin yan, both side by 5 over 9, that will become what? Okay? This one. No? Okay, so kinuha natin yung reverse. Baka magtaka kayo. Next. Since kinukuha natin yung t, no, lipat natin yung minus 32 dun sa kabila. That will become 9 over 5 times k minus 273.15 plus 32. And the value of that is 9 over 5 times k minus 273.15 plus 32. And that is also now the inverse function of this original function. So, I thought naintindihan nyo, no? Naintindihan sana how to process this problem. Paano naman natin malalaman? Okay, like this example. Determine whether the function below are inverses of each other or not. For example, may given time function, f of x is equal to negative 1 half x and g of x is equal to negative 2x. Paano kaya natin malalaman na itong dalawang function na to ay inverse sa isa't isa? We are going to use composition. Paano yon? So yung x natin dito, papalitan natin ng value ng g of x. Okay? Ulit. Sa f of x, ang papalit nyo sa x yung value ng g of x. So ano ba yung value ng g of x? Negative 2x. So therefore, yung x nyo dito, papalitan natin ng negative 2x. So ma-cancel natin yung negative 2. Negative 1 times negative x is positive x. Sa kabila naman, yung x naman ng g, papalitan natin ng value ng f of x, which is negative 1 half x. So therefore, yung x natin, papalitan natin ng value ng f of x na negative 1 half x. So, maka-cancel si positive 2, so negative times negative, that is positive x. Kapag equal ang sagot, no, using the composition, ibig sabihin, by the definition, the two functions are inverses of each other. Tatandaan nyo, gagamitan nyo ng composition para malaman ang dalawang function kung inverse sila sa isa't isa. And then, kapag equal yung dalawang function na yon, ibig sabihin, inverse sila sa isa't isa. So, sana may natutunan kayo about inverse of one-to-one function. Thank you so much. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell button to our Wow Math channel.